Today's episode is brought to you by Forvis Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Investing in the growth of your customers is not just a noble endeavour, it's a strategic approach that ensures your own business thrives. That's according to Trent Innes, former Managing Director of Xero, and today Chief Growth Officer of leading hotel accounting platform SiteMinder. He says traditional sales offer short-term gains, but long-term relationships ensure lasting success. And so, as your customers grow and succeed, their loyalty and value to your business increases. But first, Trent warns Chris Ashmore against growth for growth's sake.
I mean, growth is absolutely important, and we talk about growth in business, and we want all our businesses to be growing. But growth at any cost it can be concerning. So what I like to talk about with my teams is how do we actually grow in a sustainable way? There's really no point like jamming a whole lot of customers through the top of your funnel if they all just drop out the bottom. So it's about finding the right customers that you can grow with, but also more importantly than that, thinking about growth, I think more broadly than just in terms of revenue and customer numbers. I think if you're growing, everything has to grow. So you have to be growing your processes, you have to be growing your people, you've got to be growing your efficiencies. So when I'm talking about it, I'm talking more about a holistic approach to growth, which becomes much more sustainable than just short-term growth, which I think the reality is anyone can, almost any company can manipulate short-term growth. It's how do you do it long-term in a sustainable way that's actually going to be great for your customers and great for your business.
And is this kind of leading to what you call growth with freedom, a growth with freedom mindset?
Yeah, so I think really when I'm talking about that is more about how do you operate as a business within your own organisation. So when I talk about freedom, it's about giving people that mindset to be able to grow within their roles. And so it's not just about the literal definition of their role, but more about how do they actually grow beyond that. So thinking about areas like, what actually does grow rather than not what doesn't grow. So we tend to focus a lot of time on the things that don't scale and don't grow. But I think you want to give people the freedom to work on the things that do grow and things like value. So values scale, as an example. Rules tend not to scale and not grow. So you want to have that environment that allows you to grow within that.
Right. So how does that work in a practical sense? Is this sort of writing down the list of your values or writing down a particular plan?
Well, I think the businesses that I've been involved with that actually do grow the best are the ones that have a really clear purpose and values. So the purpose and values are the bits that really scale and grow and allow you to have those guardrails that your people can operate within. So I touched on this just before, but I mean, organisations that are very rules-orientated tend to struggle to actually grow because they'll keep getting constrained in the way that they're thinking about things. And you want people to have an opportunity to actually, of course, there has to be some rules. You need some rules inside an organisation, of course, but you want people to have that ability to actually work within the purpose and the values of the organisation that they can align to and have some freedom within their organisation to grow and prosper. Because basically growth comes from all aspects of your business. It doesn't just come from the leaders.
Right. Nonetheless, is it the leader, the business owner that really sets that direction?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, when you think about leadership, what is the role of the leader? And I think at the end of the day, the role of the leader is to set direction, to inspire and drive accountability. But you can't expect people to feel accountable if they're not empowered. So you want people to feel empowered in their role so they've actually got some opportunity within the guardrails that are defined by the purpose and the values and the direction, and that within those they can actually feel that they can be successful. But if they're empowered, the flip side of that is the accountability. You just can't expect people to actually drive to accountability if they're not empowered to actually do so.
Same local team, new global reach. Forvis Mazars, formerly Mazars, is an international audit, tax and advisory firm committed to helping you confidently grow your business. Find out how Forvis Mazars can support you at forvismazars.com/au. That's FORVISMAZARS.com/au.
Is there anything that could potentially hold us back from growing with freedom?
my career to date has been very much in the software as a service space. And when we're thinking about growing in that space, really what you're doing with your customers is building a long-term relationship. Most traditional sort of software selling organizations will be ones that are quite transactional, whereas with a SaaS mindset or software as a service mindset, you're actually thinking about the entire journey of the customer across what I like to refer to as win, love, and grow. So a lot of organizations are very good at the win, but the thing that really actually helps you over time is the love area. So how do you build that long-term relationship that has that mindset that you have to win your customer every single month, not just once? Because once you've got that mindset and you've actually got that mindset of winning them every single month, then you can have the opportunity to grow with them. But if you don't go through that process of having that mindset of winning them every month, the opportunity to grow dissipates. And so what you really want to be thinking about is how do you build a long-term relationship with your customers that will increase your lifetime value, but also make your customers feel that you're continually investing in them and growing with them.
Mm-hmm. And that's not just confined to, say, a software company or digital company. This goes across all different industries.
I think when you're selling a service, it does. So a software as a service is by definition a service. It's actually not just a transactional product. You're actually selling them an ongoing service that's a key component of their business. So they're effectively partnering with you because they've decided to buy this solution off you that's going to continue to help drive their business. And so you want that relationship with them that they see that you're continually investing in their business and you're trying to actually make sure that you win them every single month.
Mm-hmm. Well, innovation is a particularly important thing in business, more so now than probably ever before. How can a boss empower his or her team to be innovative?
Well, I think you've touched on the key word there already, Chris, and that is actually empowerment. I think you have to empower your people to actually be able to innovate within their roles and within what they do within your organisation. I think a lot of organisations probably don't allow their people that freedom to be able to do that, and they get quite constrained by, whether it be, OKRs, objectives and key results, or KPIs, key performance indicators. And they're both important things, don't get me wrong, because they align the organisation to consistent goals and consistent outcomes that we're trying to drive. But you want to make sure you leave some freedom within there as well that people can innovate, because innovation comes from everywhere across the organisation. It doesn't just come from an innovation department or from managers or leaders. It comes from everywhere. And I think sometimes when we think about innovation, we think about innovation just in terms of, creating new products or creating new features and functions. But it's much more than that. It's thinking about, how are we improving our processes? How are we improving our customer engagement? How are we improving the workplace so our people are actually have a better day at work? All that's innovation. That when you mix all that together, that's actually where you get better outcomes, innovation for your customers as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we go, Trent, you were the MD of Xero for many, many years. What are you doing these days?
Yes, I was there for about 8 years and finished up back in 2021 and took a little bit of a break for a while. I tried to be a better husband and father for a while, and they soon got sick of me, so sent me back to work. No. In all seriousness, I'm now the Chief Growth Officer, so I have got the word growth in my title. I'm the Chief Growth Officer for a company called SiteMinder, which is an ASX-listed technology company in the hotel sector. Truly global, so my role encompasses locations all around the world. I've got team members in various locations around the world, and really enjoying it, Chris. It's a great company. We're doing some awesome stuff in the hotel tech sector, and got some really cool products coming out at the moment as well.
That was Trent Innes, Chief Growth Officer at SiteMinder. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Nicole Goodman. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow at BE Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily podcast. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Forvis Mazars. To find out more, visit forvismazars.com/au. That's FORVISMAZARS.com/au.